Hey guys, it's the Solo Cloth here, and today inside of this Monster Legends video, I'm going to be going over a bunch of different monsters, and we are going to be deciding who the worst monster in Monster Legends is. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so I have 4 monsters that I handpicked from the lowest rank inside of the Monster Legends competitive wiki, and we are pretty much just going to be going over the entire monsters and seeing which one is the worst. So let's go ahead and get started with Sagon. So he's going to be a Denier, and his traits are Abomination, Burn Immunity, and AoE Burn. Now that actually isn't that bad of a trait, honestly. And then his relics are Trap and Amulet, which are pretty good. So if we go down to his pros or cons, he does have way more cons than pros, which is going to be something you are going to see a lot in this video. And his pros are good relics, low cooldowns, and amazing speed. And then his cons are Abomination, only stun for denial, incomplete stamina drain, bad life, disappointing trait, and high stamina cost. So now we're going to go and look at his moves. Alright, so he has an AoE 30% stamina removal with fire damage and stun, which is pretty good. He also has a ×2 stun with AoE burn. He's got AoE Hellfire with stamina leak, and he has Hellfire stamina leak again. I mean, he is supposed to be a Denier, and he only has like 1 AoE stun move. Not even sure if this is an AoE stun move. It might only be single target. So yeah, he is not a good Denier at all, but he does have some alright moves. So yeah, now we're going to go ahead and look at Raidosama. So Raidosama is going to be a tank, and he has Harden, Sudden Death Immunity, and Status Caster 50% Damage Mirror, which is actually a really good trait. At least at rank 3, the other 2 suck. And then his relics are Armor Mask, which are okay. And his pros are amazing stats and lots of healing skills, and horrible trait, no taunt as tank, but I do think that his rank 3 is good. They're probably just talking about his rank 0 and 1, which is very true. That is very, very bad, and most people won't be getting him to rank 3. And his moves, he's got a self-regeneration, he's got a self-heal, he's got a team regeneration, he has a stun self-heal. He also has another team regeneration with damage mirror. He's got another self-heal with damage mirror. Oh, he's a self-lifesteal, but it only does 25 damage, so that's not going to give you very much life. So yeah, that is a very bad tank. He just does not have very many good moves. He doesn't seem very good at all. And I do think that he is actually worse than Sagon, maybe by a little bit. Actually, it might be a little bit better because tanks are just overall better than Deniers. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna say that Sagon is a little bit worse. So now let's go to Nuke Aura. And this is a support / curses, possession immunity, hardened, and torture immunity. Kind of a bad trait. Rank 3 is pretty decent though. And then his relics are Essence and Amulet, which are actually good relics. He actually has quite a few pros. He's got access to PER, low cooldowns and stamina costs, access to tons of heals, has a 0 cooldown team heal, which is pretty good. So has synergy with a reverse healing and AoE 30% heal, which is pretty good. Also has low cooldowns and stamina costs, great speed, and great relics. Her cons are no negative effect removal, which is kind of a big deal because you kind of need that to be a good support. Also blend move pool, dark and light meta, reverse healing, missing can screw her over. And then a bad trait besides Status Caster, reverse healing can destroy her due to lack of any R. And then her Twisted Sunshine heals all enemies by 30%. So she has a 20% heal, which is kind of not very good. And also a 30% heal, which is okay with self-immune to torture. She has an AoE reverse healing, which is pretty decent. But that's all that move does, so yeah, not very good. Then she also has a positive effect removal plus reverse healing with an extra turn, which is pretty alright. So yeah, overall she is, of course, bad, but at least she does have positive effect removal, which is pretty good. I do think that positive effect removal puts her over both of these monsters actually. So I'm just gonna knock her out of the running and delete that tab. So now let's go into Griplex. So Griplex is going to be a cursor. His traits are Abomination, Blind Immunity, and Freeze Immunity, which are just bad traits. They're terrible. And his relics are Trap and Mask. So his pros are access to 3 elemental weaknesses and 4 tortures, which is okay. He's the 4th fastest monster in his era at least, which doesn't really matter because we are well past his era. And then he's got great relic slots, which his relics are Trap and Mask. And then his cons are Dark and Light meta, terrible trait and move pool, Abomination, and horrible stats besides speed. Terrible moveset, no positive effect removal, and his best skill is spread a lot of AoE status effects rather than single, meaning that he can't apply these effects to dodge area monsters. Alright, so he has an AoE curse right there, he's got an AoE special weakness with Bane, and he has an AoE dark weakness with Nightmares and AoE bleed. So yeah, those are okay, I guess. He's not very good. Yeah, just not very good. He doesn't have very many status effects, so you can't really apply Bane or Curse twice, but he has a Curse and a Bane AoE move, as well as one that applies both. So if you apply this one first, then you can't apply it with these moves, making these moves just do nothing. Besides the AoE special weakness, I guess that's okay. So yeah, that does make him kind of really bad. So yeah, I do think that this monster is worse than even Red Summon Utsagon. So I do think that this monster, Griplex, is the worst monster in Monster Legends. So yeah, if you have Griplex, go ahead and don't use him on your team, because that wouldn't be very smart. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Over to like, share, and subscribe. Goodbye.